Welcome to the Spirit Tribe Tea Talk Inner Circle Edition. We're so glad you're here. This is where we're going to talk about Archangels today and whatever else comes up. So we're so glad you're here. Remember to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel and anywhere you can hear podcasts.
Hey
Welcome.
guys, so I wanted to start out. So this is the Inner Circle Edition. So this is like the behind the scenes. This is us just being real, unapologetically us, right? So
Yep.
I thought we would start off today because some of us have had kind of a tough week. And so I thought we would start off today by just naming two things we're grateful for, and we cannot copy the person behind us, and we're going to go alphabetically.
Oh
What do you
my.
think?
Yes.
Like
Alphabetically
plan.
as in the person's name or what we're grateful for?
Well, yeah, you're funny.
Good question.
That's a Danelle joke for sure. Yeah.
Because
How am I supposed to
first.
know what you're? Yes. So Danelle, you first.
Okay, this was not okay. Unfiltered,
Yes, this was not planned.
Unscripted, unapologetically us.
Unscripted.
And you're gonna, just by saying this, you're just gonna get me emotional. But
That's
today
okay.
I was just going through some things, and I was just so thankful for my spirit tribe. I know that we text a lot, and I haven't been involved with it, but that's one thing that I'm just so incredibly grateful for. Another thing I was grateful for was just, if anybody watched my it was the new moon for July, and my backdrop was the rain behind me because I just couldn't do the video without it because it was so stunning. And I was just thankful for the rain and just imagining the cleansing coming. So those are my thanks for that. I mean, didn't want to get emotional, but yes, that's what I'm grateful.
Perfect.
I am grateful that Danelle is kind enough to know that I posted the video with the new moon, but it got delayed, or the video had a hiccup. So when I went in to check why it wasn't posted, I realized that I had to reload the video. So
it's there now.
Danelle,
it's there. It's there now.
So please, their videos are timeless, so please check them out. If you're meant to see them, we believe you will see them when.
For sure.
I'm just grateful to be here today and have gotten a couple hours of sleep.
Frankie worked late last night, so she's a little.
Are we counting? I'm grateful to be here today. I feel like that you need something else. You got a couple hours of sleep. We'll take that.
But she is.
Go ahead, Natalie.
I was going to say she did say she's grateful for Danelle because she.
Well, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the cute little tiny home that I saw as I was doing my last DoorDash today, and I fell in love. Yes, and it's for sale. So I don't know.
That
feeling.
That is really cute.
Okay, those are good to be grateful for.
Yeah, for sure. So I am grateful for my amazing husband who, no matter how woo-woo, how crazy, how much in need I am, how much I hurt my back, how much I need some sort of consoling or support or financial aid from my husband or whatever it is. Hey, my checking account's looking a little low, babe. So I'm just grateful for how hard he works and how supportive he is, and just for having such an amazing husband. And Danelle already stole my other grateful thing, so I got to think of something new.
Was it the rain or the spirit tribe?
No, it's the spirit tribe. Yeah. So
you can have it. You can have it.
No, you know what? I'm thankful that we are all in the same town, because I feel like I've already seen each of you way more than I normally do. So I'm thankful that we're in the same town.
I agree.
And we're all in different areas right now, not together.
On Zoom. We're working on that. We're working on it.
No, this is StreamYard, not Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah, you know
we did.
what? We're connecting outside of our little our little internet spot. So we've been connecting out in the world and checking on each other, and it's been good. Yeah. Is it my turn? I think it's my turn is next. So I am so grateful that I get to do the work I do with children. That's really hit me this year doing this jumpstart before school starts when I work with our youngest kids that come to school, and they
Yeah.
just come in so young and so excited, and
Innocent.
they just don't know how to even sit on the carpet yet, or they just love to play. They just love everybody and everything, and I'm really grateful that I get to do the work I do today.
That's
I'm feeling,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Natalie, can I interject? As that reminds me of Natalie and I went to our first kirtan. Is that
Yes,
what
we
it's
did.
called? On
Mhm.
Monday, with our friend Carol, who studies Buddhism, and there were kids running around there too. But the speech was all about love. Like I don't know what you quite call him, the master.
What was a Hare Krishna is
It was a Hare Krishna, and the
That's
leader.
Hindu though.
Yeah, it is Hindu. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
I don't know what we
we're
went
learning.
to, but
Yeah.
I'm grateful. We
Yoga
just went to
teachers.
learn. Yeah. So,
And
and
so
she said
Natalie?
the
can you say that?
message was love.
Yeah,
Love
thank
is
you.
the message. And Natalie's saying love is the message with the kids. Like kids love
Yeah.
unconditionally, right? So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
made me think of that. So
Yeah.
Love that. How cool. And you said are they coming once a month? Is that when they come to our town?
hmm
yeah, I think the third Monday at Carol's house, there's third Monday, and it was really neat. It's something I've never experienced, but they're in Tucson. I guess they're based out of Tucson at the temple there, and they
Oh,
had a lot of young disciples. A lot of these young men. They all had their head shaved, but they had this little tiny. Me and Natalie had a lot of questions, but we asked some. But the little tiny ponytail back here, just like a little mullet.
Yeah,
Ponytail.
it's a
like a
triangle, I
patch,
think.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's something I was reading, it's something to do with oh, I forgot. Something about showing their devotion to God, right? Something like that.
That's
Cool.
really cool.
Like getting rid of material
Things.
things. Mhm.
and they were all living at the temple and traveling around, and they were giving up their worldly possessions to go, and they were
Mhm.
wearing the master, he had on like the orange suit, like you see them, this suit that wraps all around him. So it was really interesting. Like they played music, we chanted, and then he gave a little sermon service. I'm not really sure what you would call it. And we got a book. What was it? The Bhagavad Gita?
But
Was that the
yeah,
name?
Bhagavad. He gave you
You
a
got that?
I
Wow.
got
Yeah.
two. Look, I'll show you. I said I like to
Bhagavad
give
Gita.
books away. So he gave us.
What?
I had to buy mine.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So if any of you want a Bhagavad
This is definitely Hindu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gita,
Bhagavad Gita.
Wow.
Well, if nobody claims
Yeah.
it, I want it.
yeah, and
Wow. Look at
and
that.
the interesting
Ancient
part
text.
I thought he said is that you can just open this up, and he talked a lot about spirituality. You can
Mhm.
open this up whenever you feel you need a message. Anywhere you open it up will be
Oh.
something you need to read. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, we believe that, right, Natalie?
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah,
What else did you like
absolutely.
about it?
So that, and you know what I left with, because I grew up Christian and I went to different churches as I grew up and took my kids to church, and it doesn't matter what religion or what service I go to, whether it's traditional churches or non-denominational, or I'm having trouble thinking of the different names that we call these worship services that we go to. All of I always leave with a message, something to
Yeah.
think about, something to make me feel better, or the same thing with the Bhagavad Gita or the Bible. I can open up and read a scripture, and I'm also filled with a beautiful message. So I'm just thankful that God, whoever your God is, or your source, or your higher power, you can go to for answers and listen, or messages just come to you through these different books and
Yeah.
people's words of, and people are speaking these words that you just hear what you need to hear when you need to hear it.
Mhm.
So that's what I really
I love that.
left that service thinking that.
That's good.
You
Mhm.
know, Natalie, touching on that, and with the Bhagavad Gita, same, yeah, I've never been able to say it correctly, but the same
Yeah.
thing. I even studied it in college, and then in my yoga teacher training,
Mhm.
I studied the science of Kriya Yoga, which came from Kriyananda. But I did an oral report in college about how similar a lot of these religions
Mhm.
are.
Mm,
So,
mm,
Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, they all have, Christianity has 10 commandments. Buddhism has the Eightfold Path, right? So,
Mhm.
they all have the same kind of message, which is love and treat people
Yeah.
lovingly.
yeah.
Spread the joy, go to oneness, whatever it is for each specific religion. And I think that that's why now we're coming more into what we call spirituality rather than
Mhm.
a traditional specific religion. So, you went to this service and they didn't say, oh, are you Hindu? Are you Buddhist? Are you Christian? Are you
Yes.
Jewish? Like, they just welcomed you. And
Right.
that's, I think, touching on what you're saying, Natalie, which is that whatever it is, I think we as a society are becoming more spiritual and not so structural in religion, which is a
Mhm.
beautiful gift because they all do have similarities of some kind.
Well, and this service was structural. Like there definitely was. Frankie and I did notice there's definitely some. That's another thing I've noticed. No matter what service I go to or what institution, church, even spiritual um, services, there is there is a structure or a leader, or I feel like the same problems in all religions are there because our
Right.
egos get in the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when you
we
can
talked
just
about that.
remove that ego, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Frankie.
No, on the way home, we talked about like, well, what did you think? And what did you think of the
Yeah.
service? And like, are there parts that resonate with you, and then parts that you question? And I'm like, well, yeah, I had
Mhm.
like this question, and he encouraged questioning, but it
He
was a
did.
very small group. And I was like, well, yeah, I want to know why he feels God has a personality, and how does he know God's personality, and how do you know what
Mhm.
the personality is? And he had like very firm beliefs about certain things too. And I said, I guess that comes down to any organized religion. I've
Yeah.
studied Judaism. I've been raised Catholic. Is
Mhm.
there's always like this certain, and then totally fine if you believe it, but there's always like this thing that you have to follow. And I told Natalie, I always try to, I'm a bend the rule as much as you can person. And Natalie's like, I follow the rule to the
Yeah,
letter.
follow.
And I'm like, oh no, I gotta bend it. And then I've got to ask why we're doing this, and it irritates people. I said, so I have a hard time
Oh,
following something, but we were just talking about that. Like, does it still seem like every organized religion has, like the disciples even seemed like they had to follow certain rules or do certain
Yeah,
things. So
and they
there
do.
is always something like that when
Yeah.
you bring a group of people together. Not saying
Yeah.
that in a bad way, just an observation. So
but
But
the
it
message is
also,
always about
mhm.
love, right? The
The
message
message
is
is
always
about
like,
love.
we welcome anyone and it's about love. Yeah.
yes, no, absolutely. They
Yeah.
were very welcoming. We had food
Mhm.
afterwards. They had
Oh,
this whole meal. Shannon's coming with us next time already, I can tell.
Yes.
wow.
And
Yeah.
yeah, everybody, like they encouraged whoever, and there were young, old kids running around. And here's the other thing is, Catholic, you go to church, you got to be really quiet. And if the kids are screaming, they used to even have that room in the back where you could take the kids,
Yeah.
I think, growing up. Well, they had the kids running around screaming because here we are chanting, and we're getting louder and louder with the Hare Krishna, and they're playing music. And then I brought my drum, and the kids are screaming, running around the house, and I'm like, oh, well, this is like, I don't know, it just felt
Yeah, a
unique.
celebration.
In that way. Yeah, like
I'll-
you could
Very
invite
cool.
any ages. So
I'll give
Yes.
credit to Father Greg, because when the kids in the church are singing or playing or interacting or doing anything, he does not stop them. He does not correct them. He
Aw.
applauds the fact that they're there. So I will give
This is St.
Father
Andrews.
Greg, St. Andrews.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the same thing when I was going to church, I was going to the Methodist church here in town, and it was the same thing. They are oh my gosh, I can't remember what they call them. Are the preacher? I don't know.
Minister.
Yeah,
Anyway,
preacher,
our
minister,
minister, yeah, our
pastor.
minister, thank
Pastor,
you.
minister,
Pastor, yeah, pastor. He said that. He said the kids listen to the children. These are our future. Without them, the church is dead, right? So welcome them. Don't let them. We get to hear
Let them
them in
be
the
kids.
crowd. Yay!
What-
Yeah.
What's interesting too, and I learned this from one of our mentors, is that retired as a minister from numerous different churches, and depending on where you're at, we look at, okay, they have to follow this doctrine for their church, and they have their guidelines and so forth. But then they also have for lack of better words, it's like a board for that church, okay, a council for that church
Oh
at
yeah.
that location
Mhm.
that will also help guide the direction that the minister will take to keep
Mm,
the church going, so to
Right.
speak.
yeah.
So
Right.
sometimes, while I don't follow organized any particular organized, well, yes, I do. I can't say that. As a spiritualist, we still follow or certain
Mhm.
guidelines, but there we also need to look at because we still have that same problem where I'm at, depending on what the belief systems are and how the elders or versus the younger people, and what's going to be included, what's going to be excluded, what the belief systems are, they can have those clashes, and ultimately it just takes a little bit of understanding to work those things out, you know.
Don't you think it would be helpful if people went back to, okay, yes, there's going to be those clashes, but if everybody studied spiritual law,
Yes.
Mm.
because what goes up must come down. You can't avoid
Mhm.
those. The laws don't change. Shannon.
Who
Shannon.
teaches? Who teaches that?
Yeah, who
yeah,
teaches
what
that?
are those spiritual
Shannon
laws?
does. Shannon does. If they
Yeah.
would go by spiritual law, it
Mhm.
really, or natural law, however somebody calls it, but that would really, I mean, most of us are spinning our wheels and not knowing why, but if we studied those things, we would understand. So those guidelines should be more geared towards that, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Shannon,
Well,
did you say there's 12 of them? Do I have that right? There's
Oh
12?
no, there's a lot more, but that
There's
just depends
the
on
main.
Of course there is.
those are the main ones. But
12
so
main ones. Okay.
I'm going to jump in. Natalie, you had one more thing to be grateful for. Did you want to spit that out?
oh, I thought we were just picking one thing to be grateful for.
Oh, I thought
Two.
Kendra said
Okay,
Two
all
and
right.
two.
So two. So my spirit tribe's taken. My husband is taken. Um,
Well,
took
you
your
can be
husband?
grateful for your
Your
husband, just
husband's
not
not
Kendra.
taken.
oh,
So you're
good.
good.
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
guys
you
are
got
You
cheating.
cannot be grateful for Kendra's husband, but he's
Okay.
out.
You guys
Although
are
I am
cheating.
grateful for your husband too, but I'm feeling grateful for my husband as well, who just lets me be authentically me. It's, I don't know, just
And he sweeps
whatever.
you away for a weekend
Yeah,
trips.
I know, I'm excited about that. And
Aw.
yeah, he puts up with my crazy ideas and
poor
he's always
fellow
there to
was the
support me.
only testosterone in the room last week.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
we
Putting
had
up with
dinner
all the
at Natalie's
estrogen.
house. Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't mind that though, so that's fine.
That's good.
Yeah, he's happy. He's happy when I'm happy. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, Shannon, hit it.
All right. So I don't assume that this is going to be taking one of the other ones. I am grateful for the spirit tribe group in the essence of getting ready for this episode on archangels and everything. It was recommended, oh, Shannon, I think you should do Metatron. I was like, oh, why is that? And then I had to remind myself, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm grateful for that because of the things that have happened over the past week and stuff and what has come to me with that. Okay. The information and messages. Now, the other thing I'm grateful for is the fact that, I have to say this.
I see the eye rolls.
I saw
See
the
the
eye roll.
giggling.
Okay,
Say
so
it. Spit it
So
out.
those of you who are listening, there's a lot of eye rolling going on.
A little bit of giggling under the breath.
have you ever? Okay, what's really crazy is the things that we all take for granted. So what? And I mean, in everyday life, and just in general for our existence on this wonderful planet. And regardless of what you believe, whether you believe in reincarnation or whether you believe this is your first time on this little marble, it doesn't matter. There's still going to be stuff that is hidden right in front of you, and you don't realize it until the time frame that you are going to be needing to utilize it. So it's been there this whole time, but it's like, okay, I don't need that. Why would I use that? Never gonna run across that. Well, so my dad, and the reason I'm saying that, the reason you're getting the eye rolls is he's looking down on me laughing because I'd be like, all right, I don't like history because it's not happening to me now. They're dead. What good's it going to do me right now on any level, right? I didn't like math either. I still don't like to figure out math. Math is very difficult for me as far as all the equations, but everything in life, everything that we do, how the universe works is all within and can be explained by the five platonics and Metatron's cube.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm grateful. So where I said this is not the same as saying I'm grateful for the spirit tribe team, of which, but for Danelle, because we get inspirations, Danelle said it because of what I like to talk about and what seems to come easy as far as natural law, universal law, and things of that sort. And that's what he covers. He also covers the Akashic records, which for those that believe, that's everything. That's like the journal for everybody on steroids. Everything you did, didn't do, said, didn't say, everything. So to be able to do those things, and hang on just a second. Everybody's good. But the access I've had. So when you end up getting numerous repeat messages from individuals in different ways, it kind of it finally connects. Sometimes it doesn't connect early on, but then when some of the pieces come together, it starts to connect. I don't know whose hand was up first. What are y'all going to blast me with?
Kendra's what I did it for Kendra.
In
case you didn't see her.
Go ahead, Kendra.
Two things. So the first thing is for our audience, I just want to say that how this episode came up was we wanted to talk about archangels, and because there are many, we suggested like each one of us pick one or two so that we could do the episode in a reasonable amount of time and not be here for 10 hours, because if we all got together, and we've done this on a girls' weekend, we can all get together and we just talk, and there's no stopping. So we figured with an episode, we had to at least have a reasonable amount of time. So that's where Shannon's saying that, Danelle had suggested strongly that Shannon pick Metatron.
She
And then
threatened me with her eyes.
with her eyes.
Now, listen, I'd love to take the credit, but some things just hit you with a ton of bricks because it's your spirit team going, Shannon, because she would have been, I don't know.
Right.
Well, it was already in the Akashic records that she was going to talk about it. So they just flashed me and said, here, and I spurted it out. But I felt that more than once with Shannon previously, but I never remember these things. So it came back.
One of my other mentors also indicated that he feels that I will be doing a lot of work with the Akashic records. And at the time I was thinking, okay, I'm interested for myself, but so we'll see. Go ahead.
So the second thing was, Shannon, I think that was a great segue into our main topic today, since you were the last grateful person and the main topic is Archangels. So tell us about Metatron, because I don't know anything.
Well, wait a second, because I still have one. I have one more thing I'm thankful for. I only said one.
Okay.
But the second thing I'm grateful for is the conversation that I was able to have with Kendra's mother. Had two different conversations. I love talking to elderly folk. I miss that. And so as much as they appreciated me, they don't know how much it meant to me to be able to just sit there and converse, and listening to the different stories and getting her to tiptoe down memory lane. And some of the connections that she didn't realize that we had. So, granted, they a little stretched out there, but it was a good one. So that's what I'm grateful for. Okay. So, Metatron.
Can I just ask a
Sure.
question? But I'm sorry, Shannon, but can you talk a little bit about, are there people that maybe don't know what archangels are, or is that
Well, that's
not
that's
something we
kind of
need
what
to
I was
touch on?
gonna
That's
explain a little
Danelle. Go
bit.
ahead, Danelle.
Well,
Okay.
I don't have a formal. Okay, archangels are just. Let's think about it like this: there are different realms of angels. Okay, and there's no hierarchy of angels. So archangels aren't the all-knowing, all-being. It's different. Let's think of it as more of a different vibration. They work with different things. So some seraphim are very close to God, work next to God or the divine being or whoever you call source, right? So archangels are just one of those energies, but archangels work a lot with all of it, including us here. So different from our guardian angels are different than the archangels, but they still have to work together. It's just different vibrations, and it's all by purpose. So it's not a hierarchy. One's not better than the other. It's just a different vibration. So that is kind of, without going into another whole class, that's kind of how to talk about it. Unless somebody has something else to add.
I wanted to add the seraphim. I didn't know this. This is why I just wanted to. Seraphim have 6 wings.
Yeah, that's what.
And they have a burning love for God. And L, most of them end in their names have an EL at the end, like Michael and Gabriel and Ariel and Uriel. And L means of God. So those are just a couple things that I wanted to mention. Go ahead, Frankie.
That's cool. Didn't know that. I love that.
So the word archangel comes from the Greek archangels, maybe I said that wrong, meaning chief messenger or principal angel. And a couple of differentiates that I read about was that guardian angels are assigned to help individuals throughout their lives. You have ones that are specifically for you, whereas archangels oversee broader missions and are believed to be by many different religions have different views of angels.
Yeah.
That they're here to help anyone who asks. They aren't assigned to just one person, like a guardian angel. And that many people believe several archangels can work with you at the same time, depending on what you're experiencing. So think of guardian angels as like your personal support team. They're there to watch over you, make sure you stay out of trouble. If you've ever felt like, I always feel like someone's always here and guides me out of the way of trouble. And I don't know who, but it's probably my guardian angel. Whereas archangels are like, they call them department leaders who specialize in different areas of life. So,
and they're omnipresent. So I think
Yes.
that's important. Like
Very
they can
important.
be with all of us at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Danelle has a
Shannon.
great story about her guardian angel saving her on the interstate, which we probably have talked about before.
You know what?
But
That was, well, that one was not just guardian angel, but I felt my father-in-law energy
your
as
father-in-law.
well. And this is in Kendra's book. This is in Kendra's book. You're Not Effing Crazy. And there's a portion that she had me write about this because, I mean, I had to tell somebody about this experience because it was so incredible. So, I mean, without going into great detail, it basically, I was in a jam with a pinned up in between a bunch of semis with a semi coming speeding behind me, and there was a mountain on either side of us, and I was not going to be able to get out. I would have been crushed. And this semi was flying, and I don't know if there was an issue, but I just was like, I literally had to jerk my wheel because he came that fast. And when I did that and I looked in the mirrors, there was nobody behind me. I'm talking seconds. And the guy was like next to me. And the other truck that was right next to me was, there was no way. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. I kept thinking, was I lifted? I just could not, I don't know what happened, but that was, I knew angelic energy. I could feel my father-in-law. I could feel I wasn't in my right mind. I was going through some things. And
when you told me that story, that was the image I got in my head, was that you were lifted out and like placed, like the angels lifted you out and placed you somewhere else.
could have been why I was thinking that was I
Yeah.
felt like I didn't, maybe that's what they did. So if that's what you saw, then I wouldn't doubt it. But there was no way that I could have imagined that, or he wasn't coming as fast. I am very diligent with my driving.
Yes.
I am very diligent. I know who's behind me, I'm looking in mirrors. I'm constant. And Shannon's like, I am very aware of my surroundings. So,
Yep.
And one of our mentors, and I think most of us listen to her podcast, Julie Jancis, from the Angels and Awakening podcast. She calls them angel stories. And she has people on her podcast that talk about the different things. I mean, I've heard like lightning striking cars. I've heard all these kinds of stories on her podcast. I've had, angel stories of my own. I think we all have at some level, but that's where those guardian angels come in that you're mentioning, Frankie. And I think that that's so important because I know I need at least one guardian angel watching over me. And I think everybody, I'm glad that everyone has a guardian angel, whether they believe it or not. They're there to protect you.
yeah.
All right, Shannon, you want to go on with Metatron? So Shannon's talking about Metatron.
Oh, well, okay. So I just want to give you some examples of how people get to experience Metatron's work without even thinking about it. So how many people have tried, well, here I'm going to say, give me a show of hands. We're not live. Anyway, you guys can give me a show of hands. But if you think about it, when we're trying to do sound healing or relax or whatever, and we're trying to hit those certain frequencies like 432 hertz and so forth, right? Well, we can thank sacred geometry for that and Metatron. Okay. How many people relate to Egypt and the pyramids. So the Giza Strip, all of those 3 pyramids and their angles and so forth, they relate, sacred geometry wise, to the scale. Okay. You know, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do kind of thing. Different. Okay. And music. And that's also where we get that. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. So here you're on that. Artists will use aspects of sacred geometry, Metatron's cube, different frames, based on how they are going to do their paintings. And the name of the particular one escapes me now, but it's a famous one. But the way they do the point of reference in the distance. Okay, so, and I know it just dawned on me because I'm watching them watch my hands. I'm using my hands to talk, and I'm like, okay. But they're doing a point of reference out in the distance, and we all do this. And we don't think about it, but when you're talking about an artist and a painting and so forth, and they have that point of reference, and you're wondering how they get the 3D, 4D, 5D, and so forth. They take that point of reference and they build off of that with angles and so forth, imports of the Metatron's cube. I was like, this is fascinating. Okay, so just the different things that I am remembering. But it's for working with the archangels is also not about learning. Okay, that was I was very impressed on that one, to say it is not about learning. It's about helping us remember what we already know. Okay, helping us remember what we already know. Okay. Now for me, I work with Metatron, and I also work with Saint Germain. I was told that really early, and so I was like, okay, let me see. Really early in my when I started my spiritual journey by a mentor, they said, okay, you're going to be working with Saint Germain. I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, what am I going to be doing? Well, you'll figure it out. Okay. I'm like,
okay, thanks.
Thank you. Love that. Okay. Now, so Saint Germain helps clear out. He's considered the alchemist. Okay, the helping you realize the I am presence within. Right. So he is helping at the lower vibrations, helping you clear those lower vibrations. Right. Provide you order within natural law for me, universal law, which would be for everybody. I'm not saying that at all. And reclaiming your personal power of what your soul purpose you came here to do, right? So that's bringing up from or clearing out all those karmic debts, okay, dissolving old patterns. I was like, yes, okay. But and Kendra and Danelle are going to find this funny because in my past as well, I working with Saint Germain, when we were talking about the archangels and so forth, I also have a book that talks about it. And it said part of the quality of Saint Germain is ordered service, culture, refinement, diplomacy, and invocation. So, and in my past, I've been in ministry at different time frames in those past lives. So it's going to help me release and dissolve those old patterns, reclaim my personal power, and be the bridge that I need to be for people as we are transforming forward. But you need that part of that with the sacred geometry. He was how do I explain that? It actually built everything that we're here for today.
And we're going to have Shannon, we're going to have Denise is going to be coming on in September talking about past lives. So So that will be something we'll delve more into. Have you been at past life regressed before, where you know your past lives, or you just feel you have? I know that's a whole nother topic, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, let's
Unscripted.
on that one at the moment. I have. I'd like to do another one, just to make sure, just for clarification and so forth.
Well, and I'm not sure, and this will be interesting to ask Denise. So I'm prematurely asking the question, but I feel like Shannon, they can't go through all of your past lives, or depending on how many you've had, they may not be able to go through all of your past lives in one session. So I feel like you might need more than one session to delve into different lives that you may have had.
Ideally, you're going to want, I mean, you have the ability to do it several ways. Now, I'm not saying that that's all inclusive or by any means on that one, but from my experience and where I was learning to do them, is you can ask the person what they are hoping to learn in this session. Okay. Or if the person says, just take me, and then the practitioner would be guiding's not the right word, but because you don't want to plant seeds in there, but gathering information and then putting that together based on what is given back about what the time frame is, and learning that. So in some aspects, it can be like a mystery for both involved. If somebody doesn't say, I want to learn about my lifetime 3 lifetimes ago. You see what I'm saying? You're still going to be learning about that. But if you're learning 3 lifetimes ago, then you kind of give yourself a gauge of, okay, we're going to be asking about this time period and so forth. So we'll have an idea. If they don't say anything, or my immediate past life, then you're still going to have a general idea of which direction to go.
And what does Metatron have to do with the past lives? Does he like specialize in that part, or is there something about that ties in with Metatron that you resonated with?
For me personally,
I think she was talking about Saint Germain.
Saint Germain for me on that part, for past lives. So,
well, I mean, Metatron has to do with the Akashic records as well, which has all of it, all of your records in there, whether it's past, future, present.
But the other interesting thing to keep in mind too is Metatron is helping to address raising consciousness through order. Okay. You're not going to be able to raise consciousness. You're not going to be able to raise your vibrational energy in the manner that you need to and to maintain if you're not attempting to try to at least reach to follow the universal laws. And universal laws, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go back to that. The universal laws are absolute. Okay. They don't discriminate.
Yeah.
You're gonna have personal responsibility. And in order to ascend, nobody can do it for you. You have to do that yourself. You have to take personal responsibility for the things you're going through. You have to raise your consciousness. Kendra can't do it for me. Danelle can't do it for me. We can get messages that help us go in that direction to be able to get that, but we have to do it ourselves. So taking that, raising our own consciousness through order and following those principles is going to help raise that. That's the only thing that you're going to be able to do that. But collectively, and how each of us is going to help guide, because we each have a role in that, in helping to take us to the next dimension. It's coming faster.
We could talk for hours, each one of us.
Right.
I don't want to.
I know.
So we only covered one. So let's anything more important about Metatron before we switch and go? We can go to Danelle and see who's.
Do you know what I learned about Metatron?
Mm.
And I say this because I said most of them end in EL, like of God, right? Michael,
Yeah.
Gabriel. Metatron was, and correct me if I'm wrong, I was talking to my mom about this, and she just did a dive into archangels. But I guess Metatron was human, right? And he was a twin.
Mhm.
So there's two of the archangels that were from Earth, humans that are archangels now. So my limited knowledge, but just a fun fact.
Like it.
So
All right.
I thought
That's
that
how
was
we all,
interesting.
that's how we all expand our knowledge. Yes.
It's by little our little
Very cool,
tidbits.
Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Danelle, do you have Michelangelo? Is that who you have?
Michelangelo is an artist.
I mean, he's an artist, but
Michelangelo is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
he is
He
a
is a
teenage mutant
teenage
ninja
mutant.
that
turtle,
wants
and he was
pizza.
one of my favorites.
Michael.
Yeah, pepperoni pizza. I had Archangel Michael, and I wanted to work with Archangel Michael just because I feel him a lot. I know that I work with a lot of different angels just doing energy work. You can feel it, but there's a presence I feel that is almost all the time. And even when before I do a session for energy work or after, or even if somebody's just coming to do a reading, I always ask Archangel Michael to clear and cut any cords, just to put protection over my home or protection over the person, and just, help bring in what they're needing. So Archangel Michael is, I know the biblical is who is like God, but he's also known as the angel of truth. So I'm going to go into a little bit more of that, but first I want to kind of explain like what what you feel if you feel um him around you. You can feel a calm presence, a very strong, not really forceful, but just very grounding. There's a confidence, protective, honest. Archangel Michael, I know, is known as the protector, and they, in some of the teachings, he has his sword and he was a warrior, but some of the sword work is for energetic cord cutting, is for connection, for helping you. Um, instead of fighting in front of you, Archangel Michael likes to stand beside you and let you feel the warrior within. Let you see that you can cut those cords too, that you can call on him. Angels don't usually like to just step in. I know they do, obviously, when needed. But you can ask for them. And as Kendra said, they're omnipresent. But Archangel Michael, he has just this, I don't know, it's a quiet strength, and he's just reassuring and letting you remember. I think Shannon said the same thing, letting you remember who you are. We come here, we incarnate, and all they tell us is remember your tools. Remember that connection. Part of your tools is meditation, prayer, energy work, all of these things that we can to connect to the essence of who we really are. And the archangels and our guardian angels and our spirit guides help us do that. So he just basically reminds you that you're not powerless. You're full of power. You don't need him in front of you with his shield and sword you can do it for yourself because you're already just as powerful. But he's connected with the color. I know it's sapphire blue. I have some of my notes here. Royal blue, brilliant white, and gold. And when he works with me during energy sessions, I definitely see gold. Almost every single session, I see a lot of gold and a lot of red. But a lot of people see flashes of blue, and that's what they associate with Archangel Michael. But his symbols I know is sword, his shield, his armor, the blue flame, um, oak trees are associated with him, the lion, dragon, because it symbolizes courage over fear, and then the scales of justice. Because he helps, I mean, he's also the backer of law enforcement, our military. And it's basically he helps them shed, you always see our first responders going into a scene without that fear, and he helps them with knowing their power and to help eliminate that fear within them. And he helps, get that feeling for all the first responders. So we call upon him for protection, courage, definitely speaking our truth. So if you have ever felt like you're with a friend or family and you just have to be very blunt with them, or I need to speak my truth, this is how it is, you may have Archangel Michael kind of helping you in that, because that's what you're needing to do. You're needing to speak your truth and release fear. That's one of his big goals. Again, he doesn't necessarily want to do it for us. He wants to stand beside us and show us that we have that within. So he gives us that strength in difficult times. So when I'm doing energy sessions, and I don't do it every single energy sessions, I might have it right here. Yeah, I do. I use a black kyanite, and I ask Archangel Michael, and I'll ask whoever is with me, on my table, to imagine Archangel Michael cutting those energetic cords that are no longer needed. They don't need to figure out what they are. Our angels, our guides, they all know what they are. And I'll use the black kyanite when I'm doing that, just to help with those cords. So, and he's good with creating healthy energetic boundaries. So he's with us in major life transitions, standing in your personal truth, confidence, and being a leader. So I know there's a bunch of unknown things about him, but I know one of the biggest things is he honors our free will. And I think a lot of the angels do. And they want to be invited. So if you're really wanting to work with your angels, my suggestion is do one at a time to get to know their energy. Get to know, okay, this is definitely Archangel Michael with me, because I know this feeling, I know this energy, and he's showing me gold or blue or whatever. Or you may pick up a healing stone, and it could be pink, and you feel Archangel Michael in that. Just because that stone may not be associated with him does not mean that he's not giving you that energy. You may be needing that personal stone, that healing stone at that moment. And so work with them individually, but his sword is just more symbolic than just that warrior. It's more of cutting through those energetic cords. So trying to think of what else. I think that's about it that I have with him. I know I have what stones and all that other stuff, but I just wanted to give you kind of the basic of who he is. So
Well, I think if our audience, sorry, Frankie, I was just going to say, if our audience members wanted to know more about one of the angels that we've specifically talked about, or a different angel that we don't talk about, we'd love to have them comment in, on YouTube, Facebook, or
I'd love that.
Somewhere to say, hey, I want to know more about this. And then we can do another episode about it.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's a great idea. What do you think, Shannon?
Or tell us your favorite.
That would be good, because unfortunately, sometimes you end up going down a rabbit hole, like I did. I had like 7 or 8 of them going all at the same time. I was like, oh dear God, I have to rein this in. But something else to keep in mind, there are as we know, 7 days of the week. There are 7 rays.
Mm-hmm.
Each of
Yeah.
them have a color.
Yes.
And Archangel Michael is celebrated on the first ray, which is Sunday, which is the color blue. And I say this because the team, when I did a retreat or was talking to them or at some point in time, I wear the colors of the week.
Yes, that's right.
Right?
I remember that conversation.
Sunday is blue.
Is blue,
In honor.
Archangel Michael.
Now, granted, I think about the different angels at different times. That's fine, but to honor them,
You do the
Mhm.
the 7 rays, yeah. Well,
Yep.
Archangel Michael, I mean one of the well,
That's
I guess I
very
didn't even say
cool,
this.
Shannon.
One of the reasons I liked him a lot is because he does work with empaths a lot, because empaths lack confidence, and to show us our own inner power, and that was striking to me. That was profound.
So in your design, I'm going to share whether you like it or not.
No, it's
Hang
fine.
on to your. So in your design, you have the gate, that one of the most powerful gates there is in human design, and it is a direct connection to source and speaking.
Wow.
And so it is very understandable why you would also be working with Archangel Michael, because it's God, ideas, power, and initiative. And you
Wow.
have all of that when you are within your alignment.
Wow.
Just
That
share
makes
it.
sense.
Go ahead.
Just share.
Thank you,
These would
Shannon.
be
That was
great videos on the app to talk about an angel and everything
You're right.
about them.
You're right. We should do that.
Hint,
People would
hint,
love
hint.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
ding, ding,
we
ding, ding.
should.
Okay. Go ahead, Natalie. What angel did you get?
Okay, so I talked about Uriel, and that archangel has been coming. Yes, go ahead, Shannon.
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought
You raised your hand.
Well, it's done. I know, but I'll wait till she gets done. But just so you
Got it.
know, that one also has a day. So go ahead.
Yeah, I want to hear about that day. I do. I wanted to ask you, but I didn't want to take up. So Uriel is his name means flame of God, or God is my light, and he loves God, and that is a reminder that God is to be worshipped, not the archangel, not him, God. So I found that really, I just like that. I read somewhere else that he can appear to some masculine and to some feminine. So, he helps us receive guidance with complete clarity. He also helps us tap in with our higher self, and he can, Archangel Uriel amplifies our strengths and weaknesses. So he brings inspiration and action. So you can call on him if you need to take action on something. If you are wanting to start something, you can call on him to help you get focused. And he also brings light and love to all your thoughts and actions. He also helps people receive messages from spirit guides, and he channels higher wisdom, and he can elevate your soul and spirituality. Just a couple of things. The scroll is one of his symbols, and he has other symbols, but these are the two I wanted to talk about. So he is sometimes depicted with a scroll. In some of his pictures, or artists depict him with his scroll, and that is of knowledge and intellectual understanding. And then the sword, instead of being a symbol of being a warrior, it is more about justice and cutting through uncertainty. So he really brings clarity. So if you're needing some clarity on something, this is the angel to call on. The other thing is, I was listening to this video. This one was talking about Uriel, and she brought Uriel to us, right? We did a little meditation, and it's been cloudy here. A few days ago, it's just been really dark outside. But that little meditation, the sun was in my living room. I just felt the warm and the light coming through. So I guess his color would be a yellow or amber color. And you'll know he is when you're working with him, or when you know he's near, is when you have instant clarity on something you've been thinking about or praying about. I have to look at my notes real quick because I wanted to bring something else to everybody's attention. If you're feeling inspired to learn, read, or explore new ideas, a sudden moment of clarity in a confusing situation, he can bring a sense of calm, understanding during prayer or reflection, and vivid dreams or thoughts that offer guidance and new perspective. So I guess it's no surprise that people have been talking to me about connecting with Archangel Uriel. Yes, go ahead, Shannon.
Okay, so going to share on you as well.
Ooh.
If we remember, as a way shower, our Master Jesus, right? A teacher, right?
Yep.
Okay. One of the most prolific teachers, right, of how we are supposed to be. Wasn't in a church, right? Traveled.
Yep.
So Uriel, I'm just going to share this with you because you're always talking about, okay, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? What am I good for? So with your design, I'm going to tell you, with ideas and so forth, your ministry is with children. Okay. It is showing them it's that with peace, and with the scroll as a symbol. That's the educational portions that you have in your hand that you are going to be sharing with the individuals that you come across. Okay. So it is very much an angel that's working with that you need to work with.
I got shivers.
Very cool. I know.
Me too.
You as okay. You with you in your design, human design and astrologically, we're both told how intuitive and spiritual you are. So they're saying you have your direction, you have your tools, you have the individuals to provide you the guidance. Okay. Yours, Uriel is on Friday, and it's gold and ruby. And or so you can do gold and ruby, or you can do gold, or you can do ruby if you choose.
And
it doesn't have to be anything flamboyant. It could be something as simple as a little pin or whatever. It's but it's the honoring.
I love
so
it.
Take that but I got goosebumps that as that was coming about that I need to try. So that
Shannon,
part, ministry, and people think that you got to be behind the pulpit and all that. And I know Frankie wants to start a church and sees me up there talking and whatever, but it doesn't have to be in a church. Yes, ma'am. What?
Shannon, yes. You also have, you've told this to me before to work with Uriel. You're one of the ones. Yes.
You're one of the ones.
I felt like this was one of those moments we talk about on our girls' trips where we're like, or even at dinner when Shannon starts talking and we all lean
We're
in.
all like,
well, that's why I had
not
to tell
be
her.
leading the church.
She
like
told me.
she's already leading.
Yeah, that's
like,
why
what?
I had to tell her. She's told me this before because she doesn't remember. But yeah,
right, because
she told me this before.
Well, sometimes
I
it just comes
and
in,
thank
and
you.
it just kind of did with her. If
Yeah,
people, I could see the switch.
Me too.
And if people want to know, and I know people are on the podcast listening and not necessarily on YouTube watching, Shannon has this look that goes around over her face a little bit, and you can see this little bit of a shift as she's getting messages, and you can, it's a channeling type, and I saw it there when she was saying something to Natalie. So that was really cool.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome.
We were all like this.
I know.
We were
Just like, what? What is she
wow,
saying?
she's doing it.
Okay, so who's up next?
Kendra.
Oh. So, all right, let me get comfortable. Okay.
It's like, let me get grounded.
Let's see if I can talk for 22 minutes. Sorry, Danelle, I had to throw you into the bus.
I'm still upset about that. Oh.
Okay. So, Raphael is who I picked. And the reason why I picked Raphael was because, like Danelle was saying, work with one of your angels at a time. So I had, for as long as I can remember, I've recognized Michael's energy. Same thing when I'm doing a Reiki session or energy healing session, Michael's there. Whenever I've done a guided meditation, Michael's there. So I know Michael, I know how he feels. I know that energy. I know when he's there. I know that I can call on him. So I already knew Michael fairly well. And then after I became Angel Reiki certified, I started working with Raphael because Raphael is known as the healer. So I call on Raphael to help when I'm doing an Angel Reiki session. Because it's not just healing physically, it's healing emotionally, it's healing trauma, it's healing energetic wounds. So I've been working with Raphael and I'm getting to know his energy a little bit. And I found it really interesting for several reasons. One, it kind of sparked a memory of Danelle's asking for signs, but the color that is associated with Raphael is green. So green is the color that's often associated with the heart chakra. And it's the color of health. So for some reason, plant life just came into my mind. It's like plants, when they're green, they're healthy. I don't know where that came from. But I remember when Danelle went through all of these, like, I'm asking for signs, and it was, I want to see something green, and the signs in the Volkswagen bus and all of that. But then she sent me a picture, and it was a picture in her yard, and there was a green orb. Well, while I was researching, like, how do you know that Raphael is with you? It said you'll often see like a green orb. So if you've seen a green orb in a picture, Raphael is probably with you. So how do you know when he's there? It's that warm, comfy presence, right? And so that's what I've also noticed that I've started to feel. It's this, for me, it's the safety. He's a gentle but direct healing guide. I also feel like he has a bit of a sense of humor, just almost like childlike, like excited, like, oh, okay, I get to go to work. I get to go to work healing somebody. At least that's my experience when I'm doing an Angel Reiki session. Oh, I get to go to work healing somebody. And it's that excitement, like he's just been waiting to help. He's been waiting to be called on, right? So you just got to call on them and they're there. He also helps clear energetic blockages. The other interesting thing is he supports clairvoyance because he's known as the angel of sight. So when we talked about our clairs, I think last month, clairvoyance is the sight. And so Archangel Raphael helps with that. He's known as compassion and balance. Archangel's symbol, Archangel Raphael's symbol, this is where I get really excited, is the staff. So now notice this. This has been speaking to me for quite some time. It was my grandfather's, and it has been at my mom's house in the guest bedroom. Shannon, you may have seen it, and
I was wondering if I heard the rain stick.
You did. I was going to say, Natalie, I know this will resonate with you. It's the rain stick. Yeah. So it's been like talking to me, and I told my mom years ago, I want that, and I just had never taken it home. So as I'm doing the research for Raphael, I noticed I had already picked this up because I've been staying at my mom's house. And so I'd already picked this up so that I didn't forget it again and put it in my car before I read that the staff is his symbol. So to me, those are those little validation signs, right? That's that validation sign of, yes, I'm working with you, Kendra. Here's the staff, like you already know. And so that was really cool experience for me. And then the other thing is his staff interacts with the chakra system. And because I'm a yoga instructor, because I believe in the subtle energies of the human body, the staff is also a symbol. So in medical, you'll see the symbol of the two serpents. So that's also one of Raphael's symbol. that can get into a little controversy because it had to do with Greek mythology, and so it was interesting to read about it, but I don't know that I could speak intelligently on it. But what I do like is the sign of the staff is connected from nature up to consciousness, right? So it's the single spiral of energy rising up your spine. And that's the Natalie, help me out here. Sushumna, which is the energy. It's got so Pingala and Ida is the right and left energies that cross over your spine at each one of your chakras. And the Sushumna is the symbol of your spine. So these are subtle
I
energies
didn't learn
that are
that
taught
yet
Oh, okay.
in my
So these
training,
are
but
I need to go back and read more about it. Go ahead, Shannon has a question.
No, I have a statement. So
Oh.
there you go.
Well,
So
that's different. That's out.
Raphael was for you. But here's the things I'm going to explain why. He stands for consecration, healing, scientific development, concentration, and truth. And what I'm being impressed to tell you is you cover all of those, and I'm going to explain why. If you think about consecration, it's a sacred practice designed to permanently assist with finding the truth. Okay, your healing. Does that make sense to you? You understand?
Yes.
Okay. The healing, when we think about it, we understand Danelle's doing the energy healing and stuff like that. We've talked about different podcasts where we do not heal the same way. We all are healers in on this podcast, but we do it in different ways. Yours is with finding the truth. When you were talking about the staff and the energy and so forth, that there's also a truth to the way that energy flows, and it needs to flow and how it has to flow. And the speaking of the steps that you need to take to get there also helps with that truth. The scientific development part, if you remember, Kendra was our person when we were talking a little bit back about let's clear up and debunk some of these things as far as theories, right? So you're on the right path. Just was impressed to tell you that.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it is green, and the day is Thursday.
Oh, see, I was going to ask. So I knew the green, but I wasn't sure what day.
Yeah.
Thursday. Okay. So real quick, the staff, Raphael's staff interacts with each chakra, with the root chakra for grounding, safety, and releasing fear. The sacral chakra, which is for emotional flow and creativity. And then the solar plexus is confidence, personal power. The heart is compassion, forgiveness, and healing. The throat chakra is for truth, which is what you were just saying, and communication. The third eye is clarity and insight. And the crown is spiritual connection and guidance. So the serpent rising up the staff symbolizes exactly what Shannon just said, which is the healing moving through each chakra, clearing blockages, restoring alignment, and seeking the truth. So that was really beautifully aligned. And then this is for another show, but the other thing that I found interesting, what I love about when we decide to do these topics and dive into it is I start going down rabbit holes, right? That we talked about those rabbit holes. So I start researching and I go down one rabbit hole and it leads to another rabbit hole and I learn. So I might not learn and retain it, but I print it out, and then, but I learned a new word and I learned it has to do with Archangel Raphael, and it's anthroposophy.
Oh,
Anthroposophy. Yes. So it teaches, it just came about in the 20th century, and it teaches that the spiritual world is real, objective, and knowable. It aims to unite science and spirituality. And this is what we've been talking about. So,
Yes.
I mean, I felt like this huge light bulb went on and I was like, oh, there's a word for that. So
That's a good word.
yeah, the human being is threefold. You know, there's the physical body, the soul, and the spirit. So and then it says these aspects evolve over multiple lifetimes with reincarnation and karma. So anyway, now I have a whole nother subject that I want to study and learn about. That was incredible.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Well, last but not least, one thing I wanted to add in, and I didn't want to, we talk a lot about cord cutting. I think Shannon and Danelle did. If next Wednesday on the buck full moon, I'm doing a meditation, a shamanic healing, which is cord cutting for the new moon, and also journaling prompts. So if you are in Sierra Vista area, Huachuca City, next Wednesday, the 29th, from 6 to 8, drop by. It's on our website, a little bit of kindness.org. And join us for this healing. It's a love donation. So please come if you have time. So I had Archangel Ariel, and I guess I started as like the one with the animals. I like the one with the animals because I love kids and animals, and I rescue animals all the time. I've had every kind of animal you can imagine. And in one of my Earth school lives, I've done many things. Is for 10 years I had a kennel and I groomed, and my girls used to call me the animal whisperer because if we had a really crazy dog to groom, they'd be like, go get mom. She can she's like, they used to joke with the customers, she's the animal whisperer. I don't know if that's true. Danelle's mom, I was over there, I can go somewhere, and her mom's cat came right up to me. It's not often. I mean, often I go to people's houses and their animal comes right up to me and people are like, they never go to anybody. And I'm like, I just like animals. I don't know how to explain it. So I was excited to find out when I dove into Ariel. I do call on the angels. I'm Doreen Virtual Angel Card certified. I call on the angels a lot when I do my healing, but I can't really say I call on any specific one that I've ever noted. So this was interesting exercise for me. Ariel is commonly translated as the Lion of God. Okay, so the lion symbolizes, right away I thought of strength card in the tarot deck, the lion, where she's there, she's got this grand lion, and it's all about courage, about confidence, about leadership, strength, and standing in your own personal power. Okay, so I feel like when you call Ariel, and I'm getting goosebumps, like call on Ariel when you need to stand in your own personal power for something. That could be the situation you're in with a family member where we talk about boundary setting in life coaching. You guys have a lot of things about being with family. Family can be challenging, right? So call on Ariel when you need to stand in your own personal power, because it feels like a true power to me, like animals and children to me are so authentic. Like this is standing in your authentic power is what Spirit's saying to me. Okay. So Ariel is known as the angel of nature. And this is like, if I get a bad day, I got to go out and ground. Everything about this just resonates with me. Nature, protector of animals, guardian of the environment, angel of courage and prosperity. Okay. So again, prosperity and standing in your power, helping and manifest physical needs. Okay. And so when we talk about that, we talk about physical needs. It's not just, regular things or winning the lottery, right? Those are things you'd like to physically, but it's finding the strength and opportunity you need to move forward. Okay. So it's that, asking for, I love helping people like find a job, find a resource, pay a bill, an opportunity, abundance, motivation, courage to pursue your dreams. Is this resonating? So like this is the angel that comes to help you when you're ready to take that next step, but you need that extra bit of courage. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. So you need to move forward, call on Ariel. Shannon's laughing. She's got a lot to add to this, I'm sure.
Yeah, she's already
Ariel oversees the forest, the mountains, the river, the ocean, flowers, magical Monday. Every time I go out and I see a flower, all throughout my day, I see flowers and I stop to be present in the moment. Okay. A flower, any part of nature, Danelle makes the most beautiful inspirations on our app. If you haven't checked it out, she's got beautiful inspiration. So it's all about nature. crystals for Kendra, and the elemental world. Okay. I thought of hiking. People say they feel closest to Ariel when they're, Shannon loves to hike. I'm not a hiker, but I love being outside. Gardening, you're sitting beneath a tree, walking on the beach, watching wildlife, simply spending quiet time outdoors. So what does that resonate with me? Grounding, right? Ariel's there to help you ground. When I'm having a frantic day, that's where I go to ground. Also, they say that Ariel helps with lost pets returning home, sick animals receiving comfort. So no animals are like family, right? Wildlife, animal rescue efforts. If there's a forest fire is coming in my mind, strengthening communication between humans and animals. We all can talk to each other and animals. I don't know. It's not like we're actually, sending images, but you can communicate, and there is animal communication courses you can take. Comforting animals as they're passing, or bringing peace after losing a beloved pet. So Ariel's all about animal energy, that energy of, I think of it as unconditional love, right? What more unconditional love could you have than from a pet, right? They don't ever get mad at you. They get mad, but they always come back to love you. They don't hold grudges, maybe I would say. So colors associated: emerald green, soft pink, gold, earth tones. We're talking a lot about these golds and greens, right? Green is linked with healing, growth, and the heart chakra, which we talked about. Common crystals to end: moss agate, tree agate, malachite, jane, green adventurite, and emerald. So green, these beautiful earthy green colored crystals. So if you need help with animals, you want to go for a walk in nature, if you connect there, Ariel might be I think of Ariel as like the mermaid, but this totally resonates with grounding and earth energy.
Right.
To me, this. So yes, so Miss Shannon, what do you have to add on that?
Well, I was laughing because when you said call on Ariel for when you have that goal in mind and you're ready to step forward, I'm thinking Frankie really wishes that Ariel would visit all of us on the different podcasts that she would like us to participate in and all that kind of stuff. What I was getting on that one too is balance. She helps with balance. Okay. Because when you're thinking about the animals and so forth, there's always, when you're looking at that, even trying to find your way and grounding, you're looking at trying to get balance. You need both to be your true authentic self. You need to embrace both your feminine and masculine energies in order to be able to move forward with what you need to do. And that's not to say that, you got to show them equally, but when you're making that decision and getting ready to go, because sometimes if you're going out of that hurt aspect and you're thinking you're doing the correct thing, that may not be the correct choice. It's not the balanced choice, right? So when nature, they don't respond that way. They respond to hunger. They don't carry that grudge like that in that regard. Most things don't. There are a few exceptions. I'm not gonna, but the balance is what I was impressed to tell you. Now, Tango, where I got to laughing at, is Tango.
That's what I was going to ask if you were.
Yes, Tango was a little upset at me, but he was doing his job because he was protecting his mama, and he couldn't reconcile between the two at the time, and he was letting me know it had been a while and that he was protecting her, and he didn't know what to do. And so when the visit was over, it was all good. He loved me, but he was vocal about it.
There were also treats involved.
Tango is Kendra's mom's doggy.
Yeah.
And you guys have seen him on maybe some videos on the app that Shannon has done.
Some of Shannon's videos on the app.
Shannon's videos on the app. Yeah, Tango's been in a few.
Yeah. Well,
he doesn't like to show his face though.
So has Phineas and
Phineas
Preston.
and
Yeah.
Preston have been on
Yeah.
the videos, which are my dogs. Yes, we
Mhm.
have famous animals here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chica's been on.
I think my
Now,
dogs have snuck on.
Yeah, in the comments,
Oh,
even if
yeah.
you're not here with us, tell us your favorite animal or angel, and does any of this resonate with you? Do any of the things we've said about an angel resonate, or is there a new favorite angel you want to get more close with? So we would love to hear what your comments are about the angels, how you feel, which ones you resonate the most with. So please put that in the comments when you get to watch our podcast or listen or watch on YouTube. So.
Yeah, wonderful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can listen to us on anywhere on YouTube or anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you.
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is fun.
And remember,
Yes.
spread a little bit of kindness.
Sprinkle a little bit of kindness
Sprinkle a little
everywhere you go.
kindness. Yes. Bye, guys.